Alright, first thing we're going to talk about is the maintenance. Engine is going to be like 1.5 quarts of 10W30, and you have to replace the oil every 50 hours. So now by replacing your oil, you have to replace the oil filter, and it has to be a Kohler filter. And if you don't use a Kohler filter, it would take away your warranty on your engine. This is the oil where you will fill up right here. Your filter will be right here located. Now whenever you're doing oil change, this is your drain fluid. 11/16 and a 13/16 to take this cap off. So every 50 hours you'll do oil change. Now with that oil change, the maintenance will go with greasing up your blower every 25 hours. Use your grease ports, you have 2. And I'll show you what grease later in a little bit. Pump, water pump. This is your water pump. Every 500 hours. Replace the oil. Blower every 1,000 hours. And then this is your cap to fill, and then the plugs right here to drain it. Now doing your maintenance, you'll see a jet similar to this that is located down here. Now when you open that jet up, you'll see a filter like this. Now you'll clean that out and make sure you can see through, like make sure there's no kind of gun. You can use water to clean it out, or use some kind of air to clean that out as well. And you'll clean the jet out as well. Make sure you can see through there. So once that is done, you can put it together. Again, 11/16, 13/16. Tighten it up. It doesn't have to be super tight, as well as going back inside where it needs to be in the water box. Alright, now the hookup. So that's basically your maintenance. Okay, that was the general maintenance. Now time for the hookup and how to run your machine. So you're always going to have your garden hose connected to, because behind here it has a 2-pound water pressure sensor where it won't, that if it doesn't have no flow, the machine won't turn over or run. You'll need a marine gas tank, and then well, this is our testing wand. So hook up the wand. These 3 are together. This is your chemical. You'll turn it to the left. It's for primer, and inside here is this a stainless steel ball. So once all the air is out, you'll see it float to the top, and once it's stationary, you'll turn the primer back to on the right. This is your metering. This will adjust how much chemicals you'll get. It's gallon per hour. Typically we'll just leave it at 4, because that's just about right, or if you want less, it all depends. So just, you can mess with it. This is your Tiny Tech. Tells you your hours and the RPMs of the engine. Your temperature gauge and your temp control are together. This, you'll leave it, as you can see, it will say 150. You'll leave it because it is calibrated. So once you leave it running, your temperature gauge is going to go all the way to 230 degrees, and that's when the DEMA will open. Once that opens, there's going to be a blue hose connected to the waste tank, and it will cool your machine so it won't overheat the machine. Your vacuum gauge is going to be set at -13. So any higher than 15, there's going to be a clog, either the filter or your hoses. So just be sure that it'll be below 15. Pressure gauge, and this is your pressure regulator. Inside here, there's 2 screws. We set it to 1200. 500 to 600 will be for carpet. 600 to 1000 will be for tile, grout, stuff like that. Anything higher, we don't recommend because it will wear out your belts. And let's turn it on. This is your throttle. Your throttle, you will want it all the way off or closed position. And then your throttle will be right here. So kind of like eyeball it, like where the turtle's at will be fine, where you will want this to be whenever you're gonna start it and to shut it off. Oh, by the way, and whenever you're getting ready to turn the machine off, make sure that the temperature is below 190, and then to cool it faster, you can turn the temperature gauge off so that it will cool your machine faster. But whenever you get ready to turn it back on the next day or later, make sure you turn that back on, because if not, you will lose your pressure. You'll have complaints by losing pressure, so this will be one of your main things. So close off your choke. Slowly. Go full throttle. part of the maintenance, this will be the grease that you'll need for your blower on the grease ports. And we do have a how-to video on how to descale your machine as well.